Doing business means finding business, and finding business means you better get comfortable with cold emailing. The average office worker gets over 120 emails a day. So if you want your ideal client to actually open and reply to your email, knowing how to write one is crucial and not as intuitive as you'd think. That's why in this video, you're gonna learn how to create attention-grabbing cold emails that prospects will actually want to respond to. Hi everyone, I'm Jeremy from Uplead, and welcome back to B2B Sales and Lead Generation with Uplead. By the end of this video, you'll know how to write effective cold emails, because around here, we see cold emailing as the creme de la creme of connecting with prospective clients. Before I go into the how, it's important for you to be aware of one of the biggest time-wasting mistakes that I see people make when reaching out to leads. The top mistake is not getting the right leads. If your lead list includes targets with outdated info or includes a lot of non-ideal leads, you'll waste time with bounced emails and maybe never even getting a reply. To find the right leads, you need an accurate source of contact info, like Uplead, where data accuracy comes first. We're the leading, get it, lead generation platform that gives you access to millions of prospects and emails that are verified in real time. That means that when you download a lead's contact info from Uplead, you know that they're in your ideal size, location, and industry. Also, you don't have to worry about the email being out of date and bouncing back. Because I think we all know that sinking feeling of typing a thoughtful, heartfelt email only to get a message not delivered to sender notification. Just like when you send a risky text and see 10 minutes of the typing bubble followed by the dreaded "hey." So if you don't want to go through that heartbreak, you can sign up for a free trial on us, which I'll talk about more in a sec. And you can learn more about how to use our database in our Uplead Prospector Platform video in the description below. In that video, I show you step by step how to find your ideal leads with our filters and features like intent data and technographics, so you get more email responses and paying customers. Now that you've gotten your ideal lead's accurate email address and contact info from Uplead, it's time to email them so that you can get a response and turn them into a paying customer. Some of these tips might not be what you expect. So, best practice number one. How about a short and sweet subject line? If a prospect sees something that begins with urgent and proposal for your business, or anything that dips into a second sentence, I can pretty much assure you that your email is gonna go straight to trash land. Instead, try a 2-word subject line. And no, I don't mean no subject. Write 2 words that are a desired result for your target customer. Rather than writing a subject line that says, do you want to do A, B, or C? Or I want to help you grow X, Y, or Z. Write something specific like scaling content, growing clientele, or ranking SEO to get more clicks on your email. People don't want to be sold to, they want to know what you can do for their business. Speaking of specific, the next email trick is to tailor your message to the prospect. That might seem obvious, but it's easy to forget when you're in the moment. So don't talk about yourself, talk about them. Talk about their challenges and their desires, then how you can give them what they want. So don't be tempted to make the email about you and not them. No offense, they don't care about you. No, not because you suck, but because they don't know you yet. That's why I saw your LinkedIn profile and thought this could be valuable to you is better than I'm Bob and here are my credentials. Save that for your signature line, which I'll touch on in a sec. It's important to target your email copy to your receiver, regardless of if you're running traditional sales or account-based marketing strategies in your process. If these terms are new to you, definitely subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our sales strategies videos with all the deets coming soon. This next one is pretty self-explanatory. Be prepared. Before you even write your email, do your research on the potential client, learn what problems they have, and be clear about how you can help them solve those problems. If you're sending prospecting emails to multiple contacts in the same industry, you likely don't have time to write an entire email for every person. Instead, write a copy for each industry that you're targeting so that it's still tailored to them to show that you know what's going on in their industry or niche. Then, change the company name in each email or use a tool like Mailshake or Lemlist to send out mass personalized emails. Comment below if you have any questions or you want us to make a video on using Mailshake or Lemlist. Alright, next best practice. Keep it brief. We see the highest rates of response when emails are 5 sentences or shorter. So stop overcomplicating your emails and use the simple 5-sentence email structure. Sentence 1, how you found them, how you can give them value. Sentence 2, who you are, what makes you unique. And sentence 3, schedule a call or demo. No wasted time, no long-winded explanations, more replies. We have a video coming out soon breaking down the most effective cold email templates. You don't want to miss that. Next up is the humble brag. No, you don't want to flatter yourself too much, but you also want them to know that you have some credentials to back up your proposal. You can use one of our 5 sentences to show you your results. Have you worked with companies like theirs before or been featured in industry-related publications? Were you featured on a relevant podcast? Make them trust you without making them roll their eyes at you. It's a fine line. And what about tone? Cold email doesn't mean you need to give them frostbite and send them to the hospital. You can warm them up a little before you even send an email by retweeting them, complimenting a publication, or even asking to connect with them on LinkedIn. Warmth goes a long way. The next best practice is to write a strong call to action. In your CTA copy, don't give them the chance to say no to a phone or Zoom meeting with you. Rephrase, are you interested to learn more? To, are you interested in getting more accurate leads? Once you've gauged their interest level, it's safe to invite them to a call. It's more likely that they'll say yes to the opportunity because they've self-identified as needing your services. After all, you're pretty cool to talk to on the phone. I believe in you. And I know I mentioned the fine line between bragging and asserting your qualifications in the actual email, but there is a place where it's socially acceptable to directly brag about your qualifications. The signature line, of course. Having your name, contact info, and business address plus your job position and certifications is totally cool and encouraged to put at the bottom of the email. If you have a YouTube channel, recent press articles, or anything you want to show off, don't hesitate to add a link or icon to it in your signature. Okay, now that we finished our email, how about a good old postscript? Adding a PS gets people's attention, which makes it a great place to do a quick summary of your email, just in case the reader skimmed it. I mean, it's likely. Where's the time to read nowadays? When rent is 30% higher and they're making the chip bags smaller, but charging the same amount? Sorry, needed to vent. If you thought the PS was the end of the email, you'd be right, but there's still a follow-up. That's right. You might have been under the impression all these years that the golden rule was treat others how you want to be treated, but it's actually always follow up your flippin' emails. A lot of the time, sales and marketing professionals think clients aren't responding because they simply aren't interested, but usually it's because they just don't have the time. Sending a follow-up email is a second, third, or even fourth chance to get their attention, but any more than 4 follow-ups verges on being pesky. As a general rule, the first follow-up should be sent 3 days after the initial email. The second one should be at 5 days, third at the 1 week mark, and the final one should be no sooner than 12 days after the initial email. Give them a chance to respond, while being respectful of the fact that they're probably busy or might be out of the office. Also, comment below if you'd be interested in a future video on how to send a follow-up email that people actually want to respond to. If you're excited to put what you've learned into practice, but you don't have any reliable leads yet, then Uplead Prospector can help. So sign up for a free trial and get 5 free leads. Check out our video, Lead Generation for Beginners, to learn all about how to find prospects. Head over to uplead.com/YouTube to get your free leads and to learn more about our pricing options. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so that you never miss our future videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.